Welcome to the League Season 17 Championships. This is a compilation of my performances across 6 leagues. I believe I top cut like X1 5 of those 6 leagues to get me here. I am the number 3 seed and I'm playing against 7 other people, so it's a top 8. I get to be on the play against people of lower seed. And at the time that we were submitting deck lists for this event, I was most excited about Elves. And so I built this version of Elves based on my last version of Elves that I really liked, with an attempt to be good against burn, because I felt like I would be powerful against all of the other players except for Iron Lungs, who I expected to play burn. So I'm playing a lot of Walls main deck. You can't see it here because sometimes the number glitches out, but this is 5 total Walls. And I've got some extra Thornscape on the front end. I'm running Mogg Fanatic and Goblin Bombardment in the sideboard to make it hard for him to deal with me. With creatures, which is it's important to understand that the burn matchup, they don't win with burn spells, they win with creatures in Sulfuric Vortex. Their burn spells have to contain your board, right? Because your board is pretty threatening. The ability to either attack for 1, to block for 1, or to trade with a burn spell or trade with a creature is all. I mean, I guess those are the same thing, but creatures are good. They need to destroy your creatures with their burn spells. That means that you need a way to interact with their creatures, or else they'll play Jackal Pup, they'll burn your creature, get in for 2, burn your creature, get in for 2. Maybe they'll play Earthquake or something like that. Grim Lavamancer, huge headache. So we've added a lot of ways to deal with Grim Lavamancer, and to deal with Ball Lightning, and to deal with Jackal Pup to stop that. And then our creatures are naturally going to draw a lot of fire from them. So we'll be able to hopefully exhaust their removal and stop their value damage engines and get through to the finish line. The rest of the deck is just sort of based on the fundamentals around how I was approaching the Elves deck, and you can see more in a video on Fran's YouTube channel, Pawlusz, FPAWLUSZ on YouTube. He had an awesome run with a deck very similar to this. I went ahead and ditched the Sylvan libraries because I knew that I was going to be up against burn, and that's basically where the Wall of Blossoms are coming in here. And I still have my anti-combo package of 3 Biorhythm, 2 crop rotation, in case there is a deck that's faster than me. And then my anti-artifact and enchantment packages, Naturalizes and Nantuko Vigilantes. This kind of split the difference. Obviously, I can deal with artifacts and enchantments, so I'll go up to 7 post board and hopefully be able to stop my opponent from getting the ball moving with artifacts and enchantments. I know that my first round opponent is playing Enchantress. This is an open deck list event, so you have to submit your deck list, but then you get your matchup draw, and I see that I'm playing Enchantress first. So it's going to be interesting. I'm on the play, which is good, but Enchantress has become a harder matchup because Parallax Wave is really good at stopping your initial development. And Parallax Wave is also really excellent against Call the Herd. So those are things that I kind of have to watch out for. It kind of feels like this matchup is going to be Parallax Wave or bust. Nantuko Vigilante is also really slow to interact with Parallax Wave. I can play it face down, and if I have to pass the turn, then it's just getting waved. Wave, of course, stops my mana production from both removing my mana dorks, and my guy's Cradle relies on my mana dorks being in play. So Parallax Wave is a nightmare for Elves. I don't really have a solution besides Brute Force, just try to naturalize the wave, or Brute Speed, try to win before they can find their 3 copies of Parallax Wave, or use their Sterling Grove to find Parallax Wave. So no Tranquil Domain here to save the day. Honestly, without Tangle Wire or Richmond Port or Winter Orb type shenanigans, I don't feel great against Enchantress. This is the one matchup I probably didn't think about enough. So I'm just going to have to go fast and hopefully win the game before they can get the ball rolling. But yeah, their Disruption, they've got extra Plowshares and they've got extra P-Wave. It's going to be tough, but we'll see how we do. And, you know, maybe we'll just Biorhythm cheese our way to victory. Okie dokie. It is time to duel in the champs. Well, this hand makes mana and then makes mountain. Doesn't do anything afterwards. There we go. I'm going to bin this Call the Herd because I'm not casting it on turn 3. Ugh, do I need Call the Herd as my stupid escape plan for getting my survival Seal of Cleansing? Ugh. Horrible. Such is life. I think if I miss this land drop, I'm going to be super sad, but I guess that's what Q Rangers are for. Wild Growth start pretty strong. Draw a land. Birds of Paradise. Okay, so this looks like a double mana turn. No, because I need to have a creature after I cast Survival. I mean, I'm forcing him to play the Seal of Cleansing and play his Enchantress one turn later is like definitely fine. Okay, that's a really excellent turn too. The white source means that I can get whatever, and then a Serra Sanctum here is just disgusting. I'm like literally just super dead. I'm like literally just super dead. But we can do this. We can believe. Anger. Priest. 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 Q Ranger. Q Ranger. Q Ranger. Q Ranger. Forest. Okay. Elf is not an option here, but Symbiote. I guess Symbiote is good because if I get P-waved, I can return Priest. It's not like that exciting to return Priest if I get P-waved. So Symbiote, I have 1 mana left. I have 2 mana. I can untap. I'll have 3/4 mana. It's not enough to do anything with. Let's go ahead and pitch Llanowar Elves. And I think it's time to get Squee because there's like nothing better. And then we can just get Poacher afterwards. So if I get Symbiote, it doesn't net me any mana, right? Because I'll play the Symbiote. Well, I'll play the Symbiote. I'll have 1 floating. And then I can pick up an Elves. And then I'll have 3 after tapping the Priest again. And then I'll have 4. And then I'll go back down to 3. So Symbiote does nothing except for put a Symbiote into play instead of a Fyndhorn Elves. Or instead of a Quirion Ranger. And then I would just pitch that immediately. So I can just use it if I think that I need to pick up my stuff instead. But I think it's better if I get a Squee, pitch the Squee, and then I guess what I could do is get a Wall of Roots and then have a bunch of mana, but I want to have a bunch of cards ideally. Or what I could do is just get a Symbiote, play the Symbiote, and then replay the thing that I'm going to play. And then on their turn, make a decision. because the symbiote can set me up for like a gigantic mana boost on the following turn. But my symbiote would be open to plowshares, but I would also protect my Priest of Titania from plowshares with this line. I could also just use symbiote to get more damage in. Because I could go like get symbiote, play symbiote, and then just what can I get for 2 mana? Ideally it would just be another priest, right? Or I can just do this and just play the Call of Herd and then get some damage in, and then I just have to fade I just have to fade Parallax Wave 1 time. But yeah, if I just get Opal Waved here, I literally lose, right? There's no way for me to make 5 mana and then disenchant something. Disenchant the Wild Growth, because I was 1 mana short the entire way through. Like once I tapped the Priest of Titania, I tapped the Q Ranger, played the Q Ranger, untapped the Priest. I think I was on my max unless I made a mistake along the way. It's always good to think about these lines ahead of time, but you know, what are you gonna do? So like this would be like a great spot for me to like play something at instant speed, like an Arrogant Worm. Just like, oh nice, we win. Oh wow, okay. That's what happens when you just don't have the P wave up top. Wait, hold on. Serra Sanctum still gets there. Wait, no, they played a land. Okay, Exploration Serra Sanctum still gets there. But now they're dead. Yeah, I think they're just dead, right? I don't need to make mana on my turn. I don't need to like do anything. I just need to, I'm just gonna like tap my Priest twice, put a Deranged Hermit into play, and then put the Deranged Hermit into play again, right? Well, I'm gonna be tapping my Priest like 4 times. Okay. Bitch Squee. I mean, am I wrong? Is there a better way? There certainly can't be, right? Do I not have enough mana? Because I have to well, I'll just flashback Call the Herd or play like something else. Wait. So first we can go Hermit like this. I tap this for 4, and then we just play Hermit like this, and then we attack. And we went on turn 4 with our all we had was Mana Dork. Like think this is turn 4 win spot with so this is what I'm saying. This is why you cut the untappers from Elves, because on turn 3, like all I need is a Wooded Foothills or Natural Mountain, a Mana Dork, and then 2 creatures to discard, and then I can win on turn 4. And like I had a little bit of extra resource, but I pretty much, it was a 6-card hand. So it's like this is like the kind of hand that that like, okay, I can just still win on turn 4 with this deck if I have a pretty basic assemblage of cards that I need. All right, so we're gonna board out all the Wall of Blossoms. Fun fact about Wall of Blossoms: it will literally kill you if they put Opal Wave onto the battlefield, right? And then we're gonna side out a couple Call of Herds because they're so weak to P Wave. We're gonna side out Genesis because I don't think the game is gonna go like that. These Thornscapes are arguably better than Call the Herd because they can deal 2 damage immediately, or maybe 4 damage immediately, and then Call the Herd does 3 damage immediately if I have haste, so it's not that exciting. And then what else? We don't need a Masticore, we don't need a Poacher, although Poacher is like sort of interesting if this is going to be a grindy game, but I think this is the sideboarding. So we have 3 angles. One is to win with survival, the other is to win with biorhythm, and the other is to do all these things after disenchanting 7 times. So we're scared of replenish, certainly a problem, but what are you going to do? Chartooth Cougar is maybe like the most thin card in our deck remaining in our deck, but haste is going to matter a lot because every turn that Enchantress gets that they get to like draw 10 cards is like crucial. Like passing the turn with them at like 1 life you can still just like lose, right? So you need to kill them, and the best way to do that is with haste. So we're going to keep the Chartooth Cougar, even though it's an inefficient means to haste. But I can see us with 6 guys Cradle having extra mana to be able to cycle through the Chartooth Cougar to get Mountain. I see the vision. And yeah. And we can also just turn 3 Biorhythm. So if we turn 2 Priest, turn 3 Biorhythm is just the nuts. On the play, we have the Biorhythm, we have the Priest. We don't have a basic elf, but this is going to be good enough, I think. Wild Growth start, great from my opponent again. Elf. Foothills. Okay, we're going to Foothills to thin. Put the Bop into play. Opponent. Argothian. Guile. No white mana yet, but Guile is quite good. So now I already have a choice. Birds. I think I just go Priest Birds and then hope that I don't get P-waved this next turn. I can deal with a I can deal with any enchantment, right? I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I'll have haste, so survival could potentially help me out. I can't do any ritualing with survival, right? Because, well, no, I can make a elf, and then that would ritual a survival. That would turn survival into a ritual. There's the Serra Sanctum, though, so it looks like I might be in trouble if it goes exploration land. White card, Sterling Grove with the 1 mana floating. Oh man, this is where. Oh, just Plowshares. Okay. So I can't expand, but I can destroy Sterling Grove. Sterling Grove could also just end up getting. Could end up getting. I think I'm going to blow up this Sterling Grove because there's a Serra Sanctum in play. And if I just play survival without much to do afterwards. And plus I have all these Naturalizes in my deck that are just like turned off. So, and also, yeah, so it's a shuffle for Miri's Guile. It's a mana for Sanctum, and it's just the Seal Cleansing that answers my survival right away. So survival would have helped me work up to 8 mana, but I just need to fade P-Wave for 1 more turn. Although they're drawing 3 cards. So I think it's just over. It's just over. There's no rituals anymore for me to get this Biorhythm out. Oh, no. Crop Rotation is a ritual. Oh my god. Crop Rotation wins the game? Crop Rotation or Cradle wins... Oh, no, it doesn't because they'll go to 3 life. At least I'll be able to kill some Argothians. That's a problem. All right, I'm super cooked here, though. Check out their turn 4. They're just a turn 4 combo deck. I didn't have enough disruption. 4 Serra Sanctum. It's just like, obviously, it's like if I'm going to run 4 guys Cradle, you should run 4 Serra Sanctum. It's crazy that if these were freaking elves instead of birds, my guys Cradle plan would work out a lot better. Instead, I'm just drawing multiple Biorhythm. So if I play survival, it's just going to get Aura of Silenced. So I can get exactly 1 creature. What creature would that need to be? Pretty sure I'm just dead. But I guess I could just like... I wish I could survival for a creature that deals 1 damage to every creature. Survival for a Volcanic Spray would be good. Well, this hand almost had it, right? All right. I guess we play for our 1%. But I think our 1% is like getting anger. So I have to play birds first. Playing birds is so bad though, because Opal Wave will just cook me. Yeah, I need to like... I mean, if I just played survival, I couldn't have gotten anything going. Because they would have just used their whatever, and they would have just gotten whatever they needed. And they know I don't have Tranquil Domain in my deck, so there's no point in bluffing here. All right, that's good enough for me. Okay, what did I learn? Nothing. I learned that triple Argothian start is really good. They kept 7 both times, I think, so. No surprises there. Should I just run random creatures instead of Call to Hurt? Because it's just more likely that a random creature counting for Gaia's Cradle and being able to pitch to survival is like the reason I win. I think that's actually a thing. And I think my random creatures should be elves because of Priest being so important. And then I can use this Battlemage to nug my opponent after casting Biorhythm, right? I was thinking like I could just do this kind of kill. Maybe Mogg Fanatic is better because it lets me convert red into green if I have a Cradle to play. Is that like so next level? It doesn't hurt to do a little bit of like whatever. Yeah, Call to Hurt is just bad against P-Wave and it can't pitch to survival. I think that convinces me. Okay, Biorhythm combo deck, don't let me down. And also, can we please have our opponent like have a shaky hand for once? Like no wild growth. What is this? Birds into Mountain Cycle. Birds into Naturalize into Mogg Fanatic into Hardcast Cougar. So if I draw a survival, it's good, but I can't even draw like a. I have four mana sources, so I can sort of draw out a Deranged. Oh my god! Look at this hand. It's a turn 3 win. It's a turn 3 win if I have a forest. Oh my god. Okay, at least my opponent's finally mulliganing. Oh my god. Dork, untap. That it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on turn 3. Technically, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on turn 3, unless I draw the 3rd land. So these two would have to be, well, I'd have to bottom 1 too. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go to 4 because this hand doesn't do anything. It goes Elf, Vigilante. Maybe Elf, Vigilante is better than nothing. I mean, like, I'm just gonna get Plowshared, but I can't imagine putting together a Biorhythm kill or a survival kill on 4 cards because my 4 cards would have to be land, Mana Dork, survival, and then I'd have to top deck. I'd have to top deck the creature to discard to it. So this is what we got. I was like rooting for them to be the inconsistent deck, and then I just freaking had nothing. This elves get plowed. I'm like pretty sad. Now I'm rooting for them to have wild growth, Miri's Guile, anything. Now it's Plowshares. No, it's wild growth. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Land. Quirion Ranger, no forest. Quirion Ranger, no forest. Draw a forest, please. At least draw a forest. Deck. Like, my opponent goes presence, I go forest. Okay, forest off the top. Forest. Biorhythm, come on, dude. Oh, no. Oh, I have to, what do I have to do? Whatever. Quirion Ranger's free. 3 mana for a morph. I should have played the Quirion Ranger with the Karplusan Forest. Okay. Pass the turn. Because the problem is I can't not play this because if next turn they just plow the priest, then I don't have any mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, can I just draw a forest? Can I just draw a forest and win the game with Biorhythm before they cast Parallax Wave? I'm begging you. If they have Parallax Wave here too, I'm just going to be like so tilt because that's just like so good. They kept 7 all 3 games. Their hands are like Wild Growth, Serra Sanctum, like whatever. Like every single game they have a turn 4 kill. It's just like not fair. I'm on the play. I had the high seed. I deserve the turn 4 kill. Oh my god. Please, just play a Seal of Cleansing. Play an Aura of Silence. Just don't play a Swords of Plowshares. Fetch a Mountain and then cast an Earthquake and kill your own Argothian. Oh my god, play an Aura of Silence. Oh my god. Just give me a freaking forest, please. Just give me a forest. Just give me a forest. This Karplusan Forest literally lost me the game. Ugh! Deck! Oh my god. Okay. We can salvage this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So I can't cast Deranged and... I mean, I have to kill Presences, right? There's like no way killing Wild Growth is correct. No, killing Wild Growth is correct, right? Because them drawing cards just literally doesn't matter. They draw, what? 1 card per thing or 2 card per thing, but they already like drew 2 off that first one. Like, the thing is, they'll have more lands, but mana is the bottleneck, not cards. They have 5 cards in hand. They have the Serra Sanctum. Mana is the bottleneck, not cards. I mean, them drawing more cards does get them closer to Swords Plowshares, because this will tap for 1, 2, 3, but they'll untap 3 versus 4 mana next turn. I think it's a huge deal to nug this Wild Growth. I think it's a huge deal. That's a really tough decision, though, because drawing 2 off each, they're just going to be able to find all the Swords of Plowshares they need. So I'm like trying to play for them not to have Swords of Plowshares, and then I have to draw exactly Forest. They just tapped out last turn. But if they only have 3 mana, it's like really hard for them to make 4 mana. Because the other thing is that if they start next turn with 4 mana, they can just have Parallax Wave, right? I can't beat a Plowshares either, though. So I can't beat a Plowshares no matter what, right? And if they have a Plowshares already in their hand, I'm cooked. I can't beat a Parallax Wave no matter what, but I can at least stop them from casting Parallax Wave next turn by naturalizing the Giant Growth. So I don't know if stopping them from drawing into a Plowshares, because I think with 13 cards deep, they don't have the Plowshares in their hand, though, because they know how dangerous Priest of Titania is. If I draw a Cradle, does that make a difference? If I draw a Cradle, I can cast Deranged or Biorhythm in 2. Is it possible they skid out just drawing 1 card per turn? Probably not. I mean, they've drawn 3 Enchantress effects, so if I naturalize the Enchantress, they won't have that many in their hand, so they'll be drawing pretty slowly to them. This last Enchantress they played, though, they triggered 2 Enchantresses, so they have 2 cards they never had the opportunity to draw. So I just have to bank that they don't have swords, or sorry, that they they have like a handful of P waves that they can't cast, right? I guess they just have land drop P wave and then I lose, or land drop any amount of 1-drop green enchantments and then I lose. Okay, so they probably have plenty of mana because they have the Sanctum. They just like play all their green white stuff for free. Oh my god, Karplusan Forest. Are you kidding me, Karplusan Forest? Like, this says return a forest. You are a forest. You're a forest. It says forest on the card. I should be able to return it. I would be able to do this in Kitchen Table. Or a Silence. Seal of Cleansing. I mean, the other thing is I did restrict their access to green mana. I downgraded their access to green mana by 1. Oh, now they just have stupid the P-Wave. Oh! Oh! Oh my god, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. Stupid Karplusan Forest. Can't draw anything now. Okay, so should I have just held the Naturalize because holding Naturalize meant that I could interact with P-Wave? I think that might have been the correct play. I had the mana floating though. There's no way for me to because if I tap the Priest taps for 3 and then oh, did I have 1 mana left? Well, no, this was my board. It was this guy, this guy, and this guy. So I could have destroyed the Enchantress's Presence. Well, no, I played the Q Ranger because the Q Ranger was negative mana, and then I would have had to hold up both at instant speed. Double Naturalize at instant speed was what I needed. Okay, so double Naturalize at instant speed maybe would have helped me, but instead I'm just dead. Maybe I should have done that though, because if holding up Naturalize means I don't die to this line. Oh my god, Karplusan Forest. I naturally drew Q Ranger, Priest of Titania, 1 of into 1 of into 3 of, and then the card I couldn't find was one that I have 14 of in my deck. Oh, gut wrenching. My heart can't take it. Heartbreak. Yeah. 4 copies so that I could support all these red cards in the sideboard. Ends up biting me. I had 2 copies in my last version. Double mulligan. It's okay. Sometimes you just don't have it, but it's important to see, like, this is what Elves versus Enchantress has become. Like, don't get me wrong, Tanglewire Winter Orb technology, Rich and Import technology, all that is extremely helpful. Like, it definitely helps buy you time against Enchantress, but you are more likely than not going to be playing defense, and you know, that's just the deal. But we got to showcase a little turn 4 win, which was pretty cool. My opponent got the turn 4 win, and then you know, we mulliganed and we didn't hit. We almost hit, but we didn't. And like, I don't know, we drew amazing cards off the top. We had like Elves, they didn't plow. Then we had Priest, they didn't plow. Then we had Ranger. And like, if we just had Forest, we would have just ran away with the game. Like, because we would either ran away with the game with just playing a Deranged, or we would have obviously been able to cast Biorhythm. So I can't be too mad. I can only just be like a little mad. And I think if I'm like Tanglewire Elves, I would rather be Biorhythm Elves. Like, I think Biorhythm does what Tanglewire does, but just sort of more decisively. Because like, opponents can beat up Tanglewire, but they just can't beat up Biorhythm. So just like play like all your untappers. You don't have to play mid-range nonsense if you don't like it, and then just play Biorhythm. I really feel strongly that this is like just sick. And the thing is, it's just like so easy. It just, I don't know, it like, I mean, it's bad against counter spells, but like not always, right? They just like tap out, or it's like a must counter spell. Then you should like just be a ramp deck with Biorhythm. I don't know. The Elves did their best. Good luck to Dr. Bill and the rest.